What are you doing looking at me? I need a minute. Cake comes before art. Go about your business. Well, hi! Is anybody in this room as obsessed with perler beads as I am? Because I kind of collect them because I love playing with them. Beadies! They scratch an itch in my brain that doesn't usually get scratched. So the itch of putting the things where they need to go. That's a thing, and these are very good at that. I don't do enough art with them. You know, you can do a lot of crafty kind of stuff with them, making like little characters and stuff, but not enough people do art with them. Let's fix that. Because I'm going to do something a little unusual and come along for the ride. Look at all these beautiful colors. Now, these are not Perler brand. They are off-brand. Some random brand that I bought off of Amazon that was like on sale. It was a pretty good price at the time. I just thought, well, we're gonna make some art with these. I don't know anything about the off-brand ones. I've only ever played with Perler ones as a child. I have this really pretty book of galaxy pictures taken from the Hubble telescope, and I thought it'd make a really good pattern. You know, just put just put the beadies on top of the book and see what happens, sort of thing. To be honest, you could probably do this with any sort of large picture book. The coffee table size books that have these beautiful pictures in them, and you know, if you just got one of those around and you got a whole bunch of perler beads, you can probably make some art with it like that. You could totally do this on your own. Just get the books. Go to Goodwill and find a big old picture book for $1. Take that home. Just like that, you instantly have like 100 new patterns. Most of y'all only know me from the internet, but in real life, I'm quite country like that. I do a lot of things that are just a little off. Out here, we call it a jerry rig. Using unusual means to accomplish a goal, you know? Using what you got. It's a country kind of mindset, I think. I've not seen that from a lot of city people, to be honest. Why? So here's the deal. I am a literal mess of a human. I can't seem to help it. And here's the downside of doing beady art. It's very easy to destroy accidentally. But that's okay. That's okay. There's something incredibly satisfying to me about beady art. Put the things where they should go. Is that a spectrum-y kind of thing? Probably. But it's fine, you know, it is what it is. Sometimes you have to think of creative ways to scratch that brain itch, and this is a good way for me to do it. Much better. There's something incredibly wholesome and satisfying about taking very small pieces of insignificant pieces of plastic and putting them together slowly, one piece at a time, each decision by each decision, to make a piece of art. There's something fundamental in that. There's something fundamental in this sort of art, this sort of activity, of turning these little pieces of nothing into something. Something that might actually mean something. You build a life that way. Every small little thing you do accumulates. And so every small little decision you make over time makes a difference. You change one small thing in your life as you can, then you add another thing, and then you add another thing. And 2 years later, all of a sudden, you're in a whole different place with a whole different mindset. And that's how you change your circumstances. I never make a plan. That's not how I work, okay? Very few people are lucky enough to be granted a boost in life where all of a sudden all the things are made for you, all the things are done for you and worked out, and you get to choose where you have to go without, you know, a lot of the work and effort that goes into life. Because life is hard. Life is a very difficult task to accomplish. It's something that the universe asks of you. The universe asks you to struggle, asks you to fight for the things that you find important and worth living for. It is an ask of universe, and it is a promise you have made to universe. It's why you are here. Art is a very uncomfortable process, and it's kind of meant to be. It's meant to be an exploration into things. One of the best questions you can ask yourself on a regular basis is, what do I want my life to look like? Once you know the answer to that question, then you can start making small changes that accumulate to get you closer to that. The reason why you need to ask yourself regularly is because over time that will change. I'm not a youngin' anymore. Something you want as a teenager will look very different in your 20s and 30s and 40s and 50s and so on and so forth. It will change. How you want your life to look will change over time.
That seems to be the right thing.
What I've done in the last year is try to get myself more and more closer to self-reliance, learning a lot of the super basic things that I've been missing. I've learned how to make bread. I didn't know how to make bread before. I used to be gluten-free and figured out that gluten wasn't the actual problem for me with all of my health issues. Turns out it was seed oils. And when you figure that out, then you start looking for what has seed oils. Turns out everything. Which means it was in the food, products, the soaps, makeup. It's in all of that stuff.
Everything I own.
Figuring that out means that now I'm baking my own bread. Now I gotta figure out how to make soap that doesn't have canola oil and soybean oil and all that kind of stuff. Gotta actually have to figure out how to do it myself because I can't otherwise get it. Everything has it in it.
Why do I do this to myself? Maybe you can tell me.
I've only found a single chocolate that isn't contaminated. All of it has either soy lectin or has some sort of vegetable oil, canola oil, sunflower seed oil. They're all contaminated. So since I want a life where my GI tract actually behaves in a healthy manner, I'm gonna have to cut all of that stuff out and learn how to do it myself, which leads me down the road to food and supplements and learning how to make it myself, how to grow it myself, how to preserve food myself, because I can't rely on the things that come from the grocery store if I want my GI tract to behave in a healthy manner. I don't want a life where I can't digest stuff well and nothing behaves. I just don't want that.
I just don't. No. No.
And here's where I ruin this piece of art. Don't be a Melissa. Don't do what I just did.
I did something that's a little, questionable.
Actually think about what you're doing. Y'all are smarter than I am. Y'all can very capably understand this error that I just made, I'm sure. Because here I am going about my business, having no idea that I just ruined my life.
It's always an adventure. It just is always an adventure.
Which happens when you're young. What happens is you're starting out and before you're figuring out things. You gotta do that a few times. That's kind of built into existence now, ain't it? It takes a while to learn things. It does. You're gonna make mistakes as you go, but, just keep going. Keep going. That's all I can say. Keep listening to the universe around you, putting things in front of you. Keep looking for those things you're supposed to look for. 'Cause this journey keeps going. Whether or not things go right, just keep going. We all got a lot to learn left still. And none of this is supposed to be easy. It's kind of the whole purpose. This is how you grow the depth of your soul. This is how you become a grander being every time you get to do this. Every time you get to come and live a life here, you get to add. You get to add to who you are and what you're capable of. You're a beautiful soul and you're going to do just fine. Thank you for hanging out today. Keep your cup full. Go make some cool stuff. Bye.
Goodbye. Why are you still watching? Bye.